And James is about to do a sound check. James!
Dad, do you see the red light?
I see lots of red.
Are we live?
We are!
We're live! James Doyle here at the SEMA show in Las Vegas. And I am actually here with my good buddy David. David, it's great to be here with you.
Good to see you.
So we're here at the Factory 5 booth. And David, give us a little bit of an intro to the booth and walk us through some of the cars you guys got here.
All right, we got some cool cars. And I mean, if you know Factory 5, you know collaboration, right? Everything we do, we ride shotgun with our customer builds. So it's appropriate at SEMA to have, right off the bat, 3 customer builds. The first one is our 1935 hot rod pickup truck. Now, the only complaint about this truck was big guys, tall drinks of water didn't fit in it. So we remodeled the chassis back here, added 4 inches to it, and now it's a big and tall guy 35 hot rod truck. Now, I gave this to a customer 40 days ago.
Really?
Voodoo motor out of a GT350 Mustang.
Hang on.
Axle.
Let me look at it.
Oh yeah, it's a funny, you know, it's not a typically pretty motor, but it really comes pretty when you turn it on, because the sound of that flat plane crank is unbelievable. So this is our hot rod pickup truck built by Eric Trevis, a pro builder down in Alabama. Next one is kind of a little team sport. It's a Factory 5 33 hot rod. We've been making these for 12 years. And the 33 is built as a roadster. You can make it as a hard top, fenders, no fenders shop, anything you want. This one was a Dallas Cowboys theme, and it happened to be signed by every member of the Dallas Cowboys that is alive practically. I mean, check out the dash here. So it's called Star Mobile One. Oh yeah, nice construction. And I mean, there's sports heads, right? And then there's guys that build a car dedicated to their team. So that's pretty impressive.
And now this is a car that I've always really enjoyed to see and to look at the work you've done, because I feel like something that I really like about Factory 5 is that you guys made very, very beautiful, replicas and cars. But you guys would also, I think I look at you as an innovator, looking at a car like this.
Okay, let's get a shot of this one.
Yeah,
you gotta see it, yeah.
And this is really your answer to the GT40, making it more comfortable, making it more consumer friendly, which I really like.
Well, if you think about it, we were known as a replica company, but everybody's got a little bit of an ego, and you want to make your own car. Replicas are cool, but we want to make our own car. And what do you want to make that? What are you sketching in school when you're in 3rd grade? A supercar, a sports car, right? So I turned Jim loose in engineering. Jim and Jesper worked on this design with a bunch of other really talented engineers, and it's basically a mid-engine, Corvette-powered, tubular chassis supercar. 200 mile an hour. Really has a horsepower to weight ratio like an LMP car. It really, now this car is cool because this car is in the Trans Am Racing Series. We've got 2 GTMs in the Trans Am Series. This car just had a podium finish at VIR Raceway. Nice race car, and it puts the racing in Factory 5 racing.
Let's see a quick look around this. This one's racing. Yeah, this is ready to go.
Oh yeah, this just got off the track.
Now, something about all of the kits that's available is that they are affordable power. Kits like this are very affordable, and it's also very fun to drive. The results
we got to show this price tag. So that's the engine.
Right.
Exactly.
In this case, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
Good recovery. Yeah, it's a great car, but if you think about it, when you say affordable, the truth is that you're actually spending currency. You're not spending money. What you're spending is labor.
Exactly.
Your currency is your ability to build. So you put your hard work, your sweat equity, and you get to build one of these great cars that maybe you couldn't afford to have this car. Now, as much as there's customer cars on the other side, on this row we got Vintage Alley. These are our most best-selling, most famous replicas. We have a 289 USRC replica with a small block Ford in it with Weber carburetors. Very, very cool car.
Hang on.
I mean, that Hypo 289 with Webers is just dramatic. It's an old school. Guys my age, they tear up when they see that, And let me do this. I will put this hood down so you can see the look of this car. Really, really pretty car. Now remember, the first Cobras that came in were 289 small block cars, right? So this is really a replica of the earliest cars. And then they went to the 427 car. Now, the 289's won all the races, right?
Hang on.
And then the 289 changed when you think of Daytona Coupe. We'll get to that in a second. But after the 289 Cobra came the mighty 427. And before you show this car, hold on, I'm going to close. I'm going to show you something really cool. So James, this car is a hybrid of me and you. Me, old school, old guy, fat tires, stripes, 1960s design. You, technology, supercharged, 5.2 liter Predator engine, 750 horsepower, right out of the GT500 Mustang. Now you got old school on the outside and all modern underneath. So you're happy and I'm happy.
Oh, absolutely. And now you were just talking about this car right over here, and we'll get to it in just a moment.
So basically, the Cobras were winning races, but they couldn't compete with the fast tracks in Le Mans, right?
Yeah.
Overseas. So the Shelby team put a coupe body designed by Pete Brock on a 289 Cobra. Now, this is a lot like the modern underneath, vintage on the outside. Underneath, you know, modular 5-liter engine, 430 horsepower, super fast, super tractable, fuel injected, power steering, a great modern. You drive it drives like a Corvette, like a modern car. But on the outside, it looks great, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, a lot of you know what you have here, they're built very safe. They're very strong, sturdy cars, which is also really cool to see. Now, I think the final thing in the booth that we really want to talk about.
But hang on, I want to ask you, David, because we were talking earlier about the certified parts that you put in.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
I think if you run a business, and one of the things that drives me nuts is someone who runs a business, you have to respect the business enough to do it right? If you're a great car builder, it doesn't do anybody any good if you're not in business 10 years from now. So you got to do the things that are responsible. One thing is, every part that we use in our cars is a DOT legal part. The engineering, the core engineering, is so much stronger and safer than any vintage design because we have advantage of better materials, better shock absorbers, better tires, better brakes, better steering, better everything, right? So we're building cars that are actually much safer than the original vintage cars they replicate, and we're doing it in a responsible way that anyone who loves the business and respects the business would do. So yeah, all DOT parts, they're basically federalized. Now, it's not a federalized car that you build like, it's not a car that GM builds. It's a car that you got to build yourself. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I think the last thing in the booth that I think I'm very excited to be able to talk to you about is
maybe we'll walk around the front of it. We can see the front. We got a little bit of a crowd.
Huge crowd for a reason.
And you know, and we're lucky for that, right?
I don't think that's luck. Do you think that's luck, James? That's not luck, David.
Well, it's a lot of hard work, and I've got a really great crew. And you know,
Yeah.
James is an exceptional young man, and one great thing about him, he's always willing to learn from other people. And you know, you can learn from all of my mistakes. Don't do what I did. But one of the things you can learn is you surround yourself with great people in life, and great things happen, right? So I've surrounded myself with exceptionally talented engineers. People are way smarter than me. So I've got a group, and this is what they put together. People know us by our Cobras and our hot rods and replicas. This is a build-it-yourself pre-runner truck. There is no other product like it in the world. It's our first debut, so we're showing it. It's taken an F-150. It's taken a Raptor and given it steroids and having to have rabies. How's that?
But it's
I know
it sounds
something,
really
something,
cool.
David, James. That David has been helping you for what, 4 years now?
Oh yeah, is just you know, I've been looking up to you, looking up to your
Big mistake. Aim higher, James. Think of Dan Gurney. That's where you got to aim for. Dan the man.
Oh my goodness, but it's you know, it's very cool to see, and this will be available in 2023. So very excited to look forward to that. But of course, you know, in the battle of getting cars, being able freedom to build cars, that's something that I've looked up to you for a very long time. And I think that's very cool. But I want to thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you. It's awesome to show you all this.
It's been really cool to be able to talk to you about your lineup, your cars, and just seeing your dedication to the industry is something that I've aspired to for so long. But
it's awesome.
I want to thank you so much, David.
You're welcome.
Great to speak to you, and I want to thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys later. Bye bye.
See you guys.
We haven't really been down to the West Wall.